Hello, everyone. So today I will tell about your main energy based on your date of birth. And we're going to be looking at this system that is called Matrix of Destiny. Some of you may be familiar with that, some of you not. And I'm just going to say a few words about the system. So this numerology system uses 22 energy. And those 22 energies, they correspond to the description of the major arcana of the tarot cards. And you'll see the name later, right? So what else? Like this system, like first of all, yes, it's using 22 energies, and these energies can be in different parts of the matrix, right? So the location of the energies, the combination of the energies, individual for each person, right? And combination of the energies, they can also form the karmic programs that in some of the videos I already mentioned about them. And what we're going to be looking at, so I guess I'm going to say a few words, what we actually can see in the matrix of destiny, right? So we can see our resources, the like these energies right here. We can see our talents, we can see our finances, right? So what was happening in the past that was blocking the financial flow, and how to unpack this flow now in this lifetime, and our karmic lessons. And those are the energies that will tell us the story, what was happening in the past, what our soul supposed to be doing, what was the soul's plan, and according to that soul's plan something happened. So these energies will tell us the story, what was happening, and now how they will be affecting our life, and how to bring these energies in the plus position, right? So we're not going to be using the lessons from our everyday life, right? But we're going to be unpacking the gifts, because this is the energies, those are the talents that we had in our past lives, right? Not just one lifetime, it was like a few lifetimes when we had these talents, these abilities, these gifts, and in this lifetime we're able to unpack them. So like even our very minus energies, right, can be very potential energies. But today we're going to be looking at this very first energy, and this energy correspond to our date of birth. Okay, let me look at the second slide. So yes, the day of our birth is your main energy. I mean, like as you see on the picture, there are three energies that correspond to our resource energies, but the day of the birth is like the main one, right? So how we can calculate the energy? So if you're born from the 1st to 22nd, this is the energy that we're going to be using, right? So it's like nothing complicated. But if you're born from the 23rd to the 31st, you will be adding the digits together. Like in example, right? So if you're born on the 31st, you would add 3 and 1, so it will be 4. If it will be like 27, right, you will be adding 2 and 7, so it will be the energy of the ninth, right? And now I will be telling you the description of each energy. Okay, so it's basically, yes, there's like I'm gonna mention in the name of the energy, and like you say, if it says first energy, so this is for people who are born on the first, right? On the first of any month. So this is the name of the energy is from the major arcana tarot cards, right? And I'm gonna give you a few names. So some energies will have the even name for, I guess, like from all of the systems, right? Some energies will have a few names, right? So one came from tarot cards, and one came from the like literally from this numerology, how the person was naming the energies, right? And I put it like for every energy, I put three words to describe these energies better. I mean, like it's easy for you to kind of like also associate with these words, but like it's more for me to help me not to forget what to say about the energies, right? So, and we're gonna start with the first energy. The first energy, like and even in our metrics, like one of the rarest energies, because it can be only in our resource energy or in our talents, right? In the whole matrix, there will be no other places where this energy will be presented. So what is this energy about? What is it about the people who are born on the first? Those are the people who can literally be the pure channel for the impulse to come through them to material life, pure channel for the ideas to come, right? For like innovations, for the openings that will be coming through them to material life. So it's basically like a channel to connect the higher self, like the information from the above to the material world. So that's why the first word is the impulse. So whenever the person is getting the impulse, like there's like this desire to do something, or like this information that can serve other the person, who can serve the other people. And if the person who born on the first is not blocking this flow, right? if the person is basically in this flow doing whatever is coming, like saying whatever is coming from the above, right? In all of the other areas, the person will be happy, right? All of the areas will be balanced because this is the main energy that will affect the whole matrix. Like it will affect the talents, the resources, the finances, and it will be affecting even the karmic lessons. So we either will have this strong resource energy that will help us to deal with the karmic lessons. Of course, like we will look at the karmic lessons too and know how to work with them. But if your main resource in the plus position, you can handle anything, right? And like I mentioned, for the first energy, it's super important when this impulse is coming to follow this impulse and like to do something that is coming like according to this impulse. So it can be either the information that's coming, it can be either the action that this person like really wants to do. But if we're not blocking this energy, like it's coming, and then like the energy will be getting more and more in plus position, right? More and more energy will be coming, more information for the others will be coming. It can be like it can actually be a talent of like literal channeling, like channeling the higher self, channeling the spiritual teachers, right? If the person is open to do that, right? The other word is that I mentioned is innovation. This person is basically like the leader, like it's like the leader who inspired. That's why like the third word is inspiration. Inspire with the words, inspire with the actions. But this is the person who will get the ideas that other people will follow after, because like, this is something that is coming that didn't exist before, right? So those ideas, those maybe whatever is coming through that person, those messages they're coming for the person to bring it to the world so that other people will get inspired, will be doing something according to this message or according to whatever this person will be inventing, right? So they're the people not who just inventing like sitting quietly in the corner, right? Those are the people who inspire, and they will be the leaders. Like after them, the people will be like repeating. They will be following them. They will be like literally changing their life, being inspired with those people, right? And if this energy in the minus position, if the person decided not to follow the impulse, right, it will affect all the areas. So whenever you see something is happening, like and you're not satisfied with whatever is happening, it's because the impulse wasn't like going through you, right? So whenever you follow the impulse, and whenever instead of like basically you either inspire with the information, with the words, or you will be like in the minus position. It's basically the person who's like either super quiet, not saying anything, or saying a lot, but like it's saying a lot of like useless information, right? So basically just talking and wasting the words. And also in the plus position, this is the person who understands that he's a leader. He feels this potential. He feels like it's literally the person who is like blessing other people for their innovations. People will be coming, sharing the ideas. And the person, if he is like accepting these people, like, these people's ideas, the ideas will be super successful. This is the person who surrounds himself with like a certain amount of people, but he's like really into those people, right? He will be like really supporting those people. It will be like really like pure connection with those people. Um, so yes, this is what we're gonna say about the first energy, because I feel like if I will be talking too much, then there will be like a really long lecture. So we'll go to the second energy. And if the first energy was more like more inspiration, the channel that is coming through you, the energy and the action that is going to like the real life to the material life, the second energy and like I actually made the mistake here, right? So the high priestess, right? I will change it on the PDF file later. So yes, the second energy is the high priestess, or another name is the energy of harmony. And basically, if the first energy was like more like kind of like the bright energy, the strong energy, the leader energy, the second energy is more the quiet, the inner energy. It's all about the information. So the person is able to work with the information, like really good work with information in the material world, right? So it can be like the person who can store the information, collect the information, like do whatever is possible to do with the information. But on the more other level, this is the person who can read the informational field of the other people, informational field of the earth. So the person can be really connected and like it's super intuitive person, right? So that's what the second part is intuition. This is the person who's like really empathic, who can feel the other people, understand like basically like kind of like read the people, right? So like really connect to the people and connect to the nature, right? So the person is kind of like balancing himself in the nature. That's why the third word is the harmony, because like the person is getting harmony within himself, being on the nature, being kind of like, taking care of the others. So it's like one of the kind of like motherly energy, but it's not like, it's not when you're like only in that part of role, right? So like not only doing that, but it's super important to nurture yourself, take care of yourself, like, balance yourself in the nature. Um, Sometimes even like be more safe from the information that don't serve you, right? So like you either collecting information from everywhere and it can hurt you and or can hurt others, because like in the minus position it can be gossiping, or it can be like, making the information incorrect. And of course, like it will be affecting not just your life, but it will be affecting the life of the other people. So, and whenever this energy is balanced, like, it's like really pure harmony, pure, like, again, like it can be like pure channeling, but like it's more not like the first energy, just like that is like really connecting the high and the lower, right? The spiritual world and the material world. It's more about whenever you are in harmony with yourself, you're like balancing and being in harmony with the surrounding world, right? So it's basically you're not separating yourself, you're like more in this harmonious state, right? So it's like more of the like quiet energy, right? So like I feel like even when I'm talking about this energy, I'm like getting harmonized. So this is what we can say about the second energy, right? So for people who are born on the second of any month, right? And we'll go to the next energy, and the third energy is the energy of the Empress, right? So this is the energy of prosperity. This is the energy of the person who feeling worthy of everything, like worthy of getting presents, like getting attention, like getting anything that the person wants. That's why basically the first word that I put for this energy is the acceptance. So it's either acceptance of the gifts, acceptance of the attention, acceptance of whatever is coming for this person. But the other part is actually acceptance of all of the situations. So you cannot, like, reject whenever you're fighting with somebody and like you're rejecting that person, rejecting those circumstances. And on the other side, you will be accepting presence. No, it's not going to be working like that. But whenever you can accept any situation that is happening with you, the universe know that you can accept anything. Like it can be either plus or minus, but you will be accepting, you will be getting. And again, like you will be sharing that with others. So it's not just like, you're getting for yourself. Like you basically, that's why like the second word is fertility. Like it's the person who is living like the very prosperous life, right? And the person who can share this prosperous life with the others, right? Just by being like an example who can really accept and who can give it to the others, right? And creativity. So this is the person, first of all, like he or she, if it's a even if it's a male who was born on the third, right, who can be really in a good communication with all of the other women, right? So who can be in a really good relationship in general with the female energy. That's why people who are born on the first, and especially if this energy is on the financial line, they can work in any, like it's basically in the industry that is like connected with the females, right? With the female energy. It can be spa, it can be like a esthetician, it can be hairdressers, or anything connected with the beauty, being like making someone beautiful, making the energy harmonized, making or if it's a psychologist, the person will be working with the self-esteem, right? Or like with basically accepting who you really are, right? So this is the person who feels like a prosperous person, who is there is basically balanced outside too. So if the first two energy were more about like kind of like inner part, right? So like more getting the information, like being harmonized. The Empress is the person who is like sharing, like and like really showing to the world how prosperous she is. But it's not that she's like gonna be putting a lot of jewelry and everything, right? But this is the person who like will be looking really balanced, really harmonized, like the person who will really take care of herself, right? So like it's the person who's like really looking beautiful, like taking care of herself, like being dressed like really nicely, really fashion. So this is the person who will be like really attracting your attention, right? So this is how you can see this energy in the plus position, right? And about creativity, yes, this is like anything you are capable of doing, like that is like bringing you joy, and that is basically making something beautiful, right? Or like whatever you're doing with the hands, or like performing or something else, like this energy is capable of that, right? So like this is the energy that's like showing how beautiful she is, right? So it can be like really creative ideas, like and whatever else that can be coming with this energy. And in the minus position, what is happening? Instead of acceptance, right? The person decided to be over controlling. Like, I need to control my family, I need to control my kids. And more you're going to be controlling, more you're going to be going to the minus position of the next energy, which is the emperor, right? So you like, instead of being accepting and basically inspiring the male next to you to bring money, it doesn't mean that you cannot make money by yourself. But this is the energy, like more you're accepting the gifts from the universe and from your partner, more money will be coming to you, like from your businesses, from something else. And you can be like prosperous in like having a few businesses, right? It's not just one, but more you will be accepting and not ruling your kingdom, right? More you're going to be responsible for this prosperity, more money, more abundance will be coming, like, right, including kids, including presence, including good relationship with their partners, and everything else will be coming. So more you have this self-esteem, like feeling worthy, like accepting everything, like feeling yourself like this empress, right? The empress who is inspiring instead of like controlling and ruling. And we're going to go to the next energy. And next energy is the energy of the emperor. So if like if the third energy is like more of the female energy, even if, like I said, like if it's a male who born with this energy, it's a male who's like really creative, like really talented, and who can be really successful working with the girls. Like it will be the person who's like surrounded with the girls, like from his childhood, right? Because like he understands the psychology of the girls, right? So, like of the female energy, so he can be really um successful working in the like in the industry connected with the females, right? And this like or like it can be a like designer who creates a fashion like dresses for the female, right, or something else. It can be it can well, it will not be just that, right? But it's a lot of possibilities for that. But the person really knows how to deal with the female energy. And the fourth energy is more about the male energy, right? So this is the really pure leader, right? Like pure emperor who can take care of his family, of his company. And this is the person who can start from the very beginning, like if we're going to be talking about the business, who can start from the very beginning and like slowly, part by part, like using stability, he will be growing like his empire, right? So he can be like really successful. And most of the time, these people will be the leaders, like leaders of the company, and they will be having their own company, especially if this energy is staying on the finances. This is the sign that the person needs to have his own company working for himself, right? So the first word that I put here is a structure. Like whenever you have a structure, like a logical structure, what to do, how to get where you want to be, this is the first path to bring you to success, right? More you're gonna be like falling into the previous energy, more kind of like following your emotions and being kind of like well, missing this structure, you will be in the minus of this energy. The second is power. When the person actually understand his power, understand that he is the creator, not just like creator of his business, but literally the creator of his reality. And whenever you understand, like whenever you have this feeling, you will be super successful. In responsibility. So you either taking responsibility, but in this part, it's like really important to understand what are your responsibilities and what are responsibilities of the other people. Whenever you're taking responsibilities for the others too, so you're not just like ruling your company, like making sure that everything like on its own order. But whenever you're like trying to make other people do kind of like putting too much attention in whatever they're doing instead of just like just giving them whatever they're supposed to do, but like making more how would say overusing your power, right? So like in any aspects that it can be, it's not going to be successful, not for a business, not for the family, because again, in a minus position, it's like in a very minus position, it can be a cruel person, right? Like cruel ruler who is like, yeah, for whom the workers will be afraid even to come to work. They will be afraid to do a mistake, or even like just to see the company owner like every day or something, right? But whenever the person is basically mm, over controlling his family, like over controlling his business, this is the minus position, right? Whenever you're like taking responsibility, but again, like I said, like it's responsibility basically just like, kind of like putting these borders. What are you allowed to do and what are you not allowed to do? What is like in your scope of practice, like what the workers should be doing, right, and what they're not supposed to be doing. And there's like a certain plan that people are supposed to follow, right? And he is the one who's like basically just looking forward, like right, anticipating what to come, and like growing his business, like growing his empire and taking care of the others, and taking care not just like putting them like in control, but basically the emperor is the person who like who has the power, but he knows how to use this power for people's good, not just for himself right now, to feel that power, right, but to support other people, to support his family, right, so his family will be financially stable, like successful, and like feeling good, and also for the other people, to make the company prosperous, to make the workers be prosperous because they're part of this company, right? So this is actually like the best of the male's characters, right? And we're gonna go to the next energy, and what like I guess I'm gonna mention. So if the girl was born on the fourth energy, on the first, oh my gosh, not on the first, but on the fourth, right? So even if this is the male energy, for the female, it gives like this really strong charisma. So charisma to attract money, to attract partners, to attract like luck and prosperity in her life. So it's not just the female who can be the empress. This is the female who can rule her kingdom really good. So basically, this is the person who combines these two energies. But for the female, it's super important not to be more the emperor, but to use the best qualities of the emperor, but still to be and feeling inside like an empress. So this is what I want to say about this energy. And if we're gonna go to the fifth energy, so in the tarot cards, right, this is the name that you're going to see on the screen, right? The other name that I prefer to use is the teacher, the energy of the teacher. And what is this about? This is the person who can basically, like the first energy, who have the channel for sharing the energy. So first of all, this is the energy, like the person who can collect the energy in the material world and make it really simple. So like that's why there is a word simplicity, because Moyo basically this is the person who collects the information and make it very structural, very understandable. And if this energy is on the finances, more you're going to be like structuring the information, like putting it on the material, like even like on the computer or on a piece of paper, but make it more grounded on this, on some kind of like in some kind of material world. You will be successful, right? And of course, like sharing the information. But this is the energy, like this is the person who can get the information from, first of all, from the material world, like make it simple. But more you actually working with yourself, and by working with yourself, I mean with the fifth energy, is super important to accept other opinions. If you learn how to do that, you will be super successful, because what happens, the person knows that he is right, he has this point, his point of view, he will be like in a minus position, he will be fighting to prove that he's right, but this is what is basically blocking that channel. And more you're going to be thinking that like more you will be letting the other person have their own opinion, like let them think what they want to think, right, and understand that every opinion has like basically right to exist, right, this channel will be opening up, and then you'll be getting information not just from material world but from the higher self. This is like a really good communication with the spiritual teachers, right? So this is the energy that gives you like a, in general, really good teachers in your life. So you'll be successful. You will be blessed by having really good teachers, and more information you will be sharing, right? The knowledge, right? More knowledge you will be getting, and it's like, but in the minus position, this is the person who will be like really um trying to help, right? Like really forcing other people to accept his help, right? Following others to give them the advices. This is the energy in the minus position. In the plus position, you will be the person to whom people will be coming to ask for the advice. If this is you, you are in a plus position. If you will be like, fighting over your opinion, like, and trying to prove that you're right, and making other people to do what you think that they're supposed to be doing, or like saying what basically nobody wants to hear at this point of time, this energy is in a minus position. So it's really important to understand whenever this information is coming and you need to share it, right? And people are ready to hear that, or whenever you just need to wait for the people to come for you and to ask for the information, right? And the third word is values. So the person understands the values of himself. So in the minus position, the person will be always like, like searching for like more education, will not be feeling himself professional, right? Those like, the imposter syndrome, when you're still not enough, you need more and more. But in this part, whenever you understand your value, like that, this is the experience that you share from your whole life, right? This, whenever this energy in the plus, and it's only just not only just your values, is the value of the family. When you actually like follow the traditions of the family, like respect all of the kind of like family gathering, and you're the one who's actually organized those gatherings together, right? But whenever you have those values for yourself and for the others, this energy will be in a plus position too. And we're gonna go to the next one, the sixth energy for all of the people who are born on the sixth, right? This is the energy in tarot cards they will call the lovers. In the other name is the energy of beauty, harmony, and love, right? And what is this energy about? This energy is about, first of all, I'm gonna start from the third word, but this is the energy about the beauty. Like there's some connection to the third energy, right? So like whenever I say like you can work with the beauty, work with the female, so this is literally like inside beauty and outside beauty. The person can create the beauty around him or herself, right? And this is like people who are in general, like they're beautiful, right? They can create the harmony in everything. And if the second energy was more about the harmony with the nature, harmony within your with yourself, right? This is the harmony more between female and male energy. That's why the second word is the relationship, because these people can build a really strong and good relationship, and they can be the people who are an example to other people to follow, right? And they can help others to create a good relationship, right? But what it all starts with the self-love. If the person understands his value, understand like feeling this love for himself, he or she can create a healthy relationship with others. If the first part is missing, then they will be like, the person will be in a minus position, will be jealous to the others, will be always comparing himself or herself with others in a minus position towards herself, right? The person who will be always like doubting the choices, and like it can be in a relationship or in general, like you will make a choice, you will be like spending all of your energy and time thinking that was it the right choice or should it be still thinking. And more choices you will have in your life, more it will be pointing that the energy in the minus, because in a plus position you are feeling what is the right choice, right? So you're balanced, you're like, and this energy is basically more you're taking care of your physical body, making like, again, like, kind of like more nurtured, right? Uh, Taking care of like, doing massages or like, in general, but like putting effort to take care of your physical body will be balancing the like the inner part, right? It will be bringing the self-love part, right? So like, but whenever you will have this self-love, everything else will be fine. And this is the energy in the plus position, not just the good relationship, but to basically able to balance female and male energy, right? So whenever you will be in the field, like first of all, people will be super comfortable to be with you, right? They will be like trying to be close to you, right? Just to feel this energy, and they will be balancing within your field. The female will be getting more of that female energy, the male will be getting the opposite. They will be feeling more of their male energy, right? So in the plus position, you will be the one who's balancing the energy around you. The seventh energy is the energy of the chariot or the energy of the movement. And that's why the first word is movement. Whenever you have movement in your life, a little like physical movement, whenever you're like running, walking, doing any sports, this energy in the plus position, because like this is basically the very strong energy, like strong energy, so you can not just to be reaching your goals, right, like I mentioned here, but to bring people to their goals too, right? So that's why you have a huge potential, and you either using this potential and like by adding some kind of movement, or you will be holding this potential, and this potential will become the aggression towards yourself for not doing something, towards the other people. So whenever this energy is like literally fighting with somebody, this energy is in the minus. whenever this energy is like stopping and not doing anything, like it can be like super laziness, right? Like just like resistance to do anything. This energy is in the minus position, because in the plus position, you are the provider of this energy that is like literally moving. So you're like moving your body, you're moving towards your goals. That's why it's super important to have a goals, like big goals, and to have a plan how to follow them. So like, oh, and like even for this, like especially for this energy, it's really important even like to put these check marks, like this part of the plan is done, this one is done, and whenever you start this movement towards your goal, you will be going there super fast. And this is the energy of the leadership, right? So this is the person who's like inspiring other people to follow their dreams, right? They can be either in his company, right, working for himself. But again, like this is the responsibility that's like similar to the fourth energy, the energy of the emperor, right? So you either like just basically showing the way, following your way, or you will be doing everything for the others. Whenever you're interrupting whatever other people are doing, uh, basically they have their own path to their goals. They're just like inspired by the energy, but they need to follow their own their own speed, their own obstacles or whatever they have. But whenever you come in, even if you're like trying to do the best, and whenever you come in and doing something for them, you both will be in a minus position, right? Because this is the energy that inspire. Like you can come and show like how you did that, inspire with the words, but whenever you come in and doing something for the other people, um both of them are not gonna reach whatever you're supposed to be reaching, right? So this is the leadership that is like inspiring other people to follow their dreams. That's why this is like a big goals, the company is like really reaching its goals really fast. And in the very plus position, whenever you're like literally in your movement energy, this is the person who can clearly see um, your own mission, right? Like where you need to go. But in the very plus position, you can help other people to see the mission too, right? So it's like this is how the energy is like really unpacking, right? So you're helping the other people to see their direction in life. And we're gonna go to the next energy. The next energy is the justice, or the energy of karma is the other name. So what is it about? This is about karma, right? So it's like one of, I would say, like not the most complicated energy, but the most like kind of like difficult to understand energies, because like we all do have like these repeating situations, right? And like for like all repeating negative situations, they're like bringing something up, so we can look at that and we can do something with that, right? But for the other people, right, they like for the other energies, they are more focused on some other, like we have all karmic lessons, and like our karmic lesson is the what is the one that's like more painful for us, right? But with this energy, it's like super important, like whatever these negative repeating situations are coming, it's super important to look into them. Not even like, because in the minus position, people will not even be seeing them. In a better minus position, they will be looking at them, but they will not understand why this is happening with them, right? And what is it important to do? So whenever these repeating situations are coming, it's super important to ask yourself, not like to blame the others and like to suffer and be like the victim of the circumstances, but you need to understand, like you need to ask yourself, or even like your intuition, why this situation is happening, and like asking why, not just like by blaming the universe, but literally asking why, like you are, want to find this answer. And whenever you find this answer, basically there's like a first insight that is coming. Whenever you understand why this repeated situation was for, basically you like unpack the situation. There's like no more karmic connection that is holding you to that situation, right? Or to those karmic partners that you connected to. So the situation is released. And the second part is super important, to forgive the person that is connected to that situation, right? So whenever these two parts are made, then the huge energy will be releasing. And in a plus position, you're the one who will be able to see, to heal not just your karmic lessons, right? But to help other people to heal their karma. It's basically with this energy, it's a lot of people who do past life regression session. And some of the people, they actually, even without being kind of like getting this education, they able to see past lives of the other people, right? And more you basically healing your negative experience, right? Like closing your like repeating situations, more you open up that abilities. And not just like by healing your karma, but like if you're born on the eights, you like you already having these abilities. So you can already use them, right? Or you're about to unpack them, but you're born with the abilities. You just need to know that. And the third energy is like, in the third word is justice. So this is the person who can feel how it should be right for them, for the others, right? And whenever something is happening that doesn't feel good, they will be protecting the others. That's what, like, especially if this energy is staying on the finances, they can be the person who's like working in the courts, protecting the other people, right? Or like working in the organization that is like, protecting other people. So this is what I can say about the eighth energy. The ninth energy is the energy of the hermit or the energy of the wisdom. This is the person who was born with the wisdom, right? Understanding how the life should be, right? Like, sometimes even understanding like, they know the law of the universe. Sometimes even seeing past lives in their childhood, but like, they already know how to live this life, right? That's why they can be like, too serious for some other people. Like, maybe like, they will be feeling kind of like that they're by themselves, right? Like, hard to understand people. But this is just the energy that they have, right? So this is the energy of the hermit that they have. But like, it's not about being basically this the energy of, like I put here, the loneliness of being the hermit. It's like plus and minus position for them. So like, whenever you like really separate from the other people, like not trusting anybody, and like just keeping yourself like separate in any ways, this is the minus. But whenever you like recharging, being alone, like recharging, being like, just walking by yourself in the nature, just like sitting with a book, you're like recharging yourself to come back to the people to share the gifts that you have. And like, it's super important. The intuition is really important, because this is the person who is getting a lot of insights. You can be reading the book, like after the first sentence, you will get the insight, and then this insight will be kind of like, unpacking, and then you understand, like, the rules of the universe or something else. But for this energy, it's like super important. Whenever you get in these insights, don't keep it to yourself. Of course, like, it's super important to start using it for yourself, right? If this information is helpful, right? Because sometimes in the minus position, the person will get the information, he wouldn't be use it for himself, and he wouldn't share it with others. So this is the minus position of this energy. The plus position, whenever you're using this information for yourself, and you will share it with at least one person. If it will be more people, then it will be like even more important, right? And better for this energy. But whenever you have this, like, that's why, like, I put like-minded people. When you have people that are on the same page, that basically, like, you can share your insight, you can share your ideas, and you will get the support. This energy is in the plus position, because in the minus, you will be not trusting your intuition. You will be asking other people to give you the advices, right? So it's like the karmic tail, the hermit, like it's something similar, but when you will be going to other channels, you will be searching for like the truth that some other people will know. But super understand that you are the one who knows all the answers. And like, it's not bad when you like from time to time will be asking other people, because like, in a synergy with other people, you like both will be growing, like, faster. But like, it's super important to trust your intuition, whatever feels right to you. Like, not searching for the answer somewhere outside, but first search for the answers inside. And the more you will be trusting your inner voice, more everybody will be in plus, because you have the information that other people really need to hear, right? So this is all about this energy. So the tense energy is the wheel of fortune, or like literally the energy of luck, right? So this is the person who is like surrounded with opportunities, right? So like the whole universe is bringing everything to him. And in the plus position, the person is like using all of the opportunities, right? Uh, like he or she will first of all see the opportunities that the universe gives to him, and he or she will be using these opportunities. But whenever this energy in the minus position, what will happen? The person, even if he or she will be seeing the opportunities, they will not be using them. They will be, I don't know, for some reason, there will be, of course, like there's always like some subconscious negative beliefs that stop the person from doing that. But the person wouldn't be using the opportunities, because in the minus position, the person will be thinking that I need to work hard. I like the luck or like the easy life is not for me. I really need to work hard for me to be successful, to like to reach something in my life, right? So whenever you're not using the opportunities, you're like the wheel of fortune, just like not rolling that fast for you. And the support is like literally coming from the universe. The universe gives you the sign, the universe gives you everything, and whenever you follow the signs, you can be wherever you desire to be really fast. You don't even know that you want to be there, but you will be there super fast. So whenever the person like once maybe like if one of the days there will be three people who will be telling you like read this book, of course like it's better for you to listen to this advice from the universe, right? If like other people will be telling you the same ideas, the same meaning, or like if for some reason you will be sitting and you will get this maybe information about the event that is happening and you feel that you need to be there, well just follow this like this feeling and be there, and like there's like the miracle will be happening, because like you can be like getting luck from where you don't even know where you can get, right? um so I guess that's it about this energy. The 11th energy is the energy of the strength or energy of the power. This is the person who is like physically or energetically really strong. That's why I put the first is like the energy healing. This person is like really capable of healing the energy for himself and for the others. That's why it's a lot of people who is working as a massage therapist, as a Reiki masters, because they feel the connection with the energy through the physical body. They can literally like place the hands on the physical body, or they can do it distantly, but they do have a power of healing the energy. They do have a power of protecting the others and protecting by their physical strength or by their energy field, right? This is the person who is like really good in multitasking, and this is the potential to have a lot of projects. So it's not just one project that you can handle, it's not only just one kid that you can handle, it's a lot of projects, a lot of kids, right? And you will be successful in all of the projects because you do have a potential for that. And like I said, the potential is the energy and the physical potential they can that you is that is available for you. But what is happening in the money's position whenever you like either overusing your strengths, when you're like working more than everybody else, like when you're like overwhelming your body with work and not having enough of the rest, right? Or um what I was planning to say. Oh, basically, whenever the energy is coming and like this is the energy for a lot of projects, but when you're like basically stopping this energy, like there's like no movement, not even the physical movement for this energy to find where to go, right? It should be like nurturing the projects or like giving the information like or energy to the other people. But whenever you stop in this energy inside of you, like what happens basically is like again like it can be similar to the seventh energy, the aggression is like really almost like kind of like visible in the material world. This is the energy in the mind. It's like where you can the computer can break down, the something like around you can like the electricity can like stop working or something else. That's why it's super important, even if you don't like for now, if you don't have any projects to do, at least start doing some exercise. So this energy will find the exit. And by using the exercise, like when the energy will be flowing, then like you will be more motivated to start doing something, right? But like more you will be putting energy towards the projects, towards the healing or towards like something positive, right? Not to destroy, then you will be like really successful. The 12th energy. The 12th energy is in the tarot cards, it will be the hanged man or the energy of the serving others. And this is the energy basically whenever you're like helping others, serving others, the universe gives everything to you. But what it is important, why I put here the energy balance, it's super important when you're helping others, not from the state when you're like really exhausted, right? And when you cannot say no because like you feel like you should say yes to everything, right? This is when you're going to the minus of this energy, because like whenever you like recharge, whenever you're like balanced, and whenever you have the urge, like the inner urge to help other people, this is when the universe wants you to help the others. And the universe will be giving you like everything in exchange, right? So you're helping because like you have this feeling that you need to help, you need to do something for this person when you don't even know where this is coming from, right? But you're helping this person, and universe gives you much more. But whenever you like people are overusing you and you cannot say no, this is when you're going to the minus. This is when you're feeling like a victim of the circumstances, right? So that's like in the balanced position, you know when to say no to like whatever you don't want to do. And that's like another what I put is creativity and talents. Like these people, like that's why it's called the hangman, because this is the person who can see the reality from the other angle. And whenever you're using this creativity, this like different point of view, you will be successful in anything that you're doing. And with the talents, it's a lot of talents. It's like they're really good psychologists. They're really good. They can heal with the voice. They can heal with the physical body, right? So like it can be a yoga instructor who is doing yoga poses, but he's affecting the other people who are in the room, because like this is the healing with the energy too. And in the minus position, like I said, the person is like feeling a victim, cannot say no, and they cannot put a good price for the services. With this energy, even if you're like meant to help others, it doesn't mean that you need to not to charge people like the amount that you feel that should be charged, right? Especially for the psychologists and people who is like really taking care of the others. It's really important to have this balance. Like you're helping the others. Yes, for some people you can do it for free. For those who you feel that they need help right now, right? But whenever you're like lowering your prices and basically you're like making your energy go to the minus position. And we'll go to the next one. This is the 13th energy. Energy in the tarot cards, this is the energy of the death or the energy of transformation. So the death of something old to, to transform to the butterfly, right? So the energy of transformation is when the person is like ready for changes. Like he's not, or she is not afraid of changes, but he or she is the inspiration of the changes. He's changing everything in his life and in the other life. That's why you're like a really super powerful person to change other people's life. Just by like, for some, for an example, your friend will be coming to you and they're like was always planning to start running or like taking care of their physical body, and just by talking with you, if this energy in the plus position in you, they will start whatever they wanted to do just because like they were in your field, right? But whenever the person's like rejecting the changes, like trying to have this stability, this will never work, because this is the energy that is all like it's always a change is happening, right? But for these people it's like super important. That's why I put the crisis, because like in the crisis these people will grow more, because like they are kind of like the people who can help really good in the crisis for the others. They can help on like this work on the emergency lines. They can help people, like the other people will be kind of like blocked when something is like really crazy is happening. They have like this ability to help whenever is everybody is lost. They will be helping in the emergency situations, right? They have this gift. And the other word that I put, excitement. So it's basically whenever you like have excitement for life, when you're excited to try something new, excited something that is like even risky, right? But you're like willing to try that, but like it's a healthy excitement. But whenever you're like in the minus position, you basically lost the desire to life, lost kind of like you don't see your mission, you don't see your purpose, you don't want any changes. So you basically kind of like um I don't even know how to describe this feeling, but there's no there's no excitement and no movement in your life, and you kind of like um, I don't know. There's no word that is coming to me right now, but I guess like you understand the meaning. So you either excited, inspired, and trying something new, and like your life is like full of adventures, and you're helping others, or you kind of like just resisting all of the changes, and then the life will be still pushing you. So it will be like the life changes that you're not the initiator of. It will be the life that is like forcing you to do something. So it's better to be the one who's like initiating the changes in your life. And we're going to go to the next energy. The 14th energy is the energy of the tempers, or the energy of the soul, or the energy of the angel. This is all of the names. So first of all, it's like channeling with the angels. The people is like really, it's like really balanced energy. And when you are in this connection with your soul, with your talents and your gifts, it's basically whenever you have this inner connection, the creativity is coming from you. So you can be like, doing something with the hands, like painting or like creating maybe poems or something. And whenever people will be communicating with whatever art you create, they will be finding connection with their souls too. So that's why it's super important when you're balanced, you create something that is like balancing other people. You can heal with the natural, with the nature, right? So it can be like, it can be essential oils, it can be stones, it can be herbs, but healing with the nature, natural gifts, this is something that you're able of. Channel, like I said, it can be channeling angels or like channeling the higher self or like whatever kind of channeling, but this is something that you're gifted for. In the minus position, you will be again like not feeling how talented you are. You will be feeling lost. You will be feeling no support, because in the plus position, you either have a lot of helpers, people who from the spiritual world, or in the material world, like helpers who is like ready to help you. But in the minus position, you're not seeing this support. You're feeling that you need to do everything by yourself. You're like trying to make everything go faster. You're like really impatient. You want everything at this moment and not later, right? But whenever you have this impatience, like you cannot be in that balanced state of mind. You cannot like feel your soul. And more you kind of like it's actually even really good when you're staying just by yourself, like trying to really connect, in trying to find that whatever is coming, whatever will be coming through you to create something that the other people needs to see. And the 15th energy. 15th energy is the dark angel. Or another name is the devil, right? So this is the energy that is bringing your kind of like dark side, right? To bring all of the kind of like the hidden desires that we have, and like why it's happening. It's not that we need to show our dark side. Basically, it's just the words dark side, right? Because like it's basically something that we don't accept. It doesn't mean that it's like something really bad, because like for every people it's different. Like like for some people this can be good, and for some this can be bad. But dark side is something that we don't accept. And whenever we don't accept something in others, this is something that really irritates us in the other people. So whenever you have a people who really irritate you, this is something that is basically pointing you. So like whenever you're going to be working in accepting these qualities in yourself, you will find wholeness. First of all, yes, this is the abilities. So this is the person, they can like scan people. They can see their like really weak spots. They can know about the person just like barely seeing them. They are really good, like they can have this like clairvoyance, clairaudience, like whatever abilities they have. They can be really good at numerology, astrology, all kind of reading, tarot card reading, right? Um, what else I wanted to say? So whenever there is like if this person is a psychologist, this is the psychologist who works really fast, because like you can see the weak spots, but you see the weak spots not just to make the other people suffer more, right? Like not to be like a Scorpio who is like pointing on the spot that's like the most painful, but you're pointing on the spot so the person can heal it faster, right? So this is it can be a provocative psychologist, but this is the psychologist who can bring the healing really fast, because he can see this like painful points, right? And why put here influence? Because this is the person who is like really charismatic, really has like this power of influencing, right? But it can be again like influencing in the bad way. So showing like how you like basically all of your bad desires and letting the other people follow them. Or it can be a person who is like, kind of like really, I guess I can use the word inspiration too, because like it's in some kind of inspiration. But this is the person, but for whom you want to listen, you want to follow him. Like you don't know why, but he is an example to follow for you, because like he or she has like this energy that is like either provoking or like making the life kind of like delicious, I would say. Because actually I didn't put this word here, but 15th energy is about sexuality. Like 11th energy about sexuality too, the third energy is about too, but like the 15th energy kind of associated with that, because you're not blocking any of your desires, right? It doesn't mean that you need to be like exaggerating everything, right? And like be only minus part of everything. But whenever you accept that, like whenever you can basically easily talk about that, like not blocking your energy, that's why kind of like attracting other people, because like you're open to anything. They feel in your wholeness, they feeling that you're not hiding some parts, but you're like literally accepting all of the parts, and that's why like you're like so attracted to other people, because like they just feel this energy, right? And in the minus position, of course, like this is the person who is like using seeing the point, like these negative parts to hurt people, or like to manipulate people, or to influence people just by influencing their desires, something else. So this is the minus part. 16th energy is the energy, the name is the tower, or the energy of the spiritual leader. This is the second name of this energy. And this is the person who is, that's why I put the word destruction, the person who is coming to basically destroy everything that doesn't serve anymore. And that's why it's important to, in your own life, you either in the minus position can be like, no, repeating negative scenario, and you don't see the exit from any of the situations, or like you're getting really attached to something that is material. For this energy, it's super important to have this balance between material life and spiritual life. By following spiritual life, you're basically affecting your material life, because like you will be more successful. But whenever you are getting too attached to something material, the life will be showing you that there is something more behind that, right? So that's why it's super important. Whenever you have this balance, you can be prosperous in all of the other lives. Spiritual leader, this is the person who can heal with the words. You can talk to this person, and basically just because this person have a gift to destroy whatever is not necessary anymore, destroy limiting beliefs, right? Destroy like old habits. That's why just by talking to this person, you basically understand that this doesn't serve you anymore, but this is something that you need to look at. So this is the person that is not just destroying, but the person who's like helping to build something new, right? So he's pointing you to the right direction. Like he's telling you, like, this doesn't serve you anymore, but look at this, right? And I put the asceticism here too, because whenever you're like basically doing something for your physical body. So for example, if you decide in the evening, I will be, or like in the morning, I will be taking the shower with the cold water. If this is the stress for your body, but you're doing it for the purpose. So whenever you're like doing something for the purpose, like for you basically training your physical body, but like it's more for the spiritual growth, then this energy will be really in the plus position. You will be getting like more of the teachers to point you on the right spiritual path, right? Or you will be just again like getting the right insights, so you can be the translator to the other people, right? So whatever words will be coming from you to the other people, this is the again like the universe is talking through you. So like don't kind of like block that messages. So you either repeating the negative scenarios, like getting too attached to material life and not even looking to spirituality, or too much into spirituality but forgetting about the material life. This energy will be balancing you. So more you're in balance between one and the other, more successful you will be. And we're going to be looking at the 17th energy. This is the energy of the star. This is the person who needs to bright shine, right? To be on the stage, like literally, like, dancing, singing, showing himself to the big audience, right? And here it's like a really big audience. And the most important is like not whenever you're trying to copy something because that person was successful, so I'm going to repeat it and then I will be successful too. No, in this case, you really need to find whatever your individuality, whatever feels good for you. In a minus position, this energy is like can be first of all like fear of judgment, right? Fear of making a mistake, especially in public, fear of kind of like public humiliation. But with this energy, it's like super important whenever you kind of like, even let's take an example, spill the coffee in a restaurant. Whenever you're trying to hide it and like pretend that nothing happened, this energy is in the minus. But whenever you like kind of like you show whatever happened, make it a joke or something else, but like more you showing your mistakes to the public, it's super beneficial to all of you. It's super beneficial for you to open up and accept your individuality or whatever is happening, right? Even if you're like making a speech and making mistakes, right? So you're an example how like to do and not to do, but like by your example you're affecting the karma of a lot of people. And this is the gift when you basically like talking in public, you can read this energy, and whenever you will be talking you kind of like talking to the whole people, but like to everyone, but every single person kind of like feels that you're talking exactly to him because like you read this energy and you understand what is going on, and basically that people like feeling that how deep you can actually point on, right? Whatever you are talking. So yes, this is when you're like if you're working for yourself, or like even if you don't work for yourself, but like doing live streams, like literally showing your life is like really beneficial. And talents, this is the person in the minus, he or she will be thinking that he doesn't have any talents, right? So if this is the case, like this energy is in the minus, and most of the time there's a karmic tail that is influencing this energy, right? But you just need to understand that you do have talents. And in the plus position, this is the person who can help other people to open up their talents, right? To be making money from their talents, right? To choose the life where you can get money from whatever you like to do, right? So this is all of the plus positions. The 18th energy is the energy of the moon, or the other name, the energy of the magic. This is like the most mysterious energy, right? This is the person who can see the dreams that can come true. This is the person who really feel the connection to that the universe talks to him, right? It's like whenever you're like, uh, well, let's make this example. Whenever you're pregnant, but you don't know that you're pregnant yet, like, the whole universe shows you like you are. And this is how you get it, right? So it's not just this, but like the universe like really talks to you, and you do have abilities. You have like literally everything that you can just think of. And again, like you can be really good at tarot reading, like any kind of like people reading, or whatever you're going to be making with the hands. Whenever you put intention, it will be healing too. That's why it's a lot of people who is like doing the amulets, doing some kind of like herbal teas or something else. But like whenever you put intention to something, whatever you're actually making, this is the magic that is happening in the material life, right? It's like really strong intuition, really strong visualization. In the plus position, you literally create the reality that you want. But in the minus position, what is happening? You will be doubting. You're doubting your abilities. You making your fears to basically overcome your desires. So as soon as you like thinking that, as soon as you like believe that this is happening, you like really have um, true belief that this is like is going to happen no matter what. This is going to happen as soon as you're going to start doubting that I'm not good enough, or I may not be, like something will happen and it's not going to be happening. This is how you actually blocking your energy, because this is a really powerful energy. 19th energy is the energy of the sun, or another name, the energy of prosperity. The person who can be prosperous in all of the areas of his life. He has like a lot of kids, a lot of projects. This is the leader who's like really positive leader. Everybody just wants to be that leader. He's like the person who's like smiling in the company. And even if he's sad, like, this is like, the sadness that I don't know how, maybe it's strange sound, but this is how like people will even admire the sadness, because like it's still like this kind of like a really interesting energy. So people like really want to be around that person. So this energy is actually connected to the child energy. Whenever you can be again like that, like a happy child, even if you are in kind of older age, right? Whenever you're not rejecting that inner child, right? Whenever you're accepting that you can be spontaneous, you can be like really creative, you can behave like a kid, even whenever you're like whatever age you are, this energy will be in a plus position, and this energy will be giving you a lot of gifts, and more generous you will be to the other people, like more tips you will be leaving, more like, but not like just forcing yourself to leave the tips just because you have this energy, but whenever like you really want to say thank you for the service, and it's better to say thank you in material life, because like the life will be bringing you much more. So more spontaneous, more lightness it is in your life, more again you're taking responsibilities and just like doing it over and over again, like, because with this positive energy, even if something is bad is happening, like you just try again, like you don't give up, you try again, like you inspire people to follow you, because like you have this bright energy, you want to make, like you make everybody, people, like all of the people just like smile, then you will be in a plus position and people around you will be like super happy. The 20th energy, the energy of judgment, or the energy of the ancestors is the other name. So first of all, that's why I put the ancestral talents, because whenever this is the, I guess I'm going to start with the word forgiveness, because for this energy, it's super important, even if you were born with the abilities right away, more you're forgiving your parents, more you're forgiving yourself, more talents will be opened up. Even in the past life regression session, I saw a lot of cases where when with this energy in the program, you will start healing the energy, like the heart center. You will be surprised how much energy you gain from the even the previous lives back, and you finding that wholeness. And basically the abilities is like even the ability to talk with the dead people, to see behind the life. So there's like really a lot of gifts that can be opening up, a lot of acceptance, right? And it all starts with forgiveness. So more you forgive yourself and your parents, like everything else is coming. um and I guess that's it, what I want to say about this energy, right? The 21st energy. This is the energy of the world. This is the energy who's like literally you can feel yourself like a person of the world, who can be really successful abroad, right? Who can make a lot of money abroad, who likes foreign languages, accept all of the nationalities. This is the person who doesn't have any borders, like who doesn't even see the borders between people, between nations, between anything, right? So it's either a person who is traveling a lot, like accepting a lot of different points of view, accepting other people with their cultural difference and everything, or the person who is like limiting yourself, limiting to one place, limiting to one belief. So you either that's why I put limitations. So you either have this a lot of like limiting beliefs, especially like if it's on the finances, like towards the money, towards prosperity, abundance. But or you can be the person who is like helping other people to get rid of the limiting beliefs. So it's like, and I saw a lot of people who is like literally working by helping doing that, right? So you either creating limitations between you and you're thinking that I will be staying here because this is like all of my energy here, and as soon as I'm going to go there, I'm going to lose my energy. No, you will have energy anywhere where you're going to go. And more you will be accepting that, more you will be expanding, more you will be looking kind of like wider on everything. So if you will have projects, it should be really big projects, right? It should be franchising. It should be like whenever you open one, open another one, another one. Of course, like you start from one, growing, and then you go into the next one. But like it's all always growing more and more. And the last one, the 22nd energy, is the energy of the fool, or the other side is actually the other name is energy of freedom. Because basically, from one side, yes, why it's called the fool, right? Because like this is the person who can do anything and nothing will happen to him, right? Who is like taking the life really easy. It's about freedom, again, like if 21st, it's about limitations. So it's more about kind of like feeling yourself in four walls. You're like limited. You have to do like basically whenever you have these words, I have to do that. I have to stay here. This is when you're in the minus position, because this is again like the energy of the child, the energy of the freedom, when you can do whatever you want, when you actually look at your life as a game, that you can try this, you can try that, you can start a lot of new projects. There is like a lot of startups that you can be successful with, or you can be limiting yourself that I cannot do that. I need to follow this, or I can have even addictions. I will be addicted to this computer games, so I will be kind of like skipping the reality and be in the virtual reality. So I will be limiting and closing myself, right? So I'm either feeling encapsulated or like small and like not allowed to do anything, and I'm not going to start anything new. I will be rejecting anything that is new, or I'm open to possibilities. I'm like this energy of happiness and freedom is like basically what everybody else is feeling. This is the person who can actually really be like have a gift to how to say, to spend a lot of money with the kids, to organize the kids, and not just his kids, but the kids around, and they will love him. They will be like, if you see the person who's like surrounded with the kids and all of them are happy, this is the person who born on the 22nd, right? So this is just like this energy that attracts people, or like working in a field that makes everybody happy. It can be in the finances, it can be actually the person who's working in a circus, working as a singer. It's a lot of profession, or a comedian, but it's not just that, right? So like it's whatever you're doing, if you have this energy inside of you, like this happiness, freedom, um then this energy in a plus position. So I guess this was information about all of the energies. And the last page, I'm going to leave my contacts. So what I do, if you want to get all of like the reading of the whole matrix, right? Not just to know one of your energy, just by one energy, you will still get a lot of information. But if you know all of the energies in all of the areas, it basically brings the whole picture. What else I do? I do the healing of the karmic programs by past life regression sessions. It's not just any past life regression sessions, but like it's literally the karmic program. So on your resource, you have a karmic program of the um, hermit or wizard, or like the warrior, right? We can go to the past life healing session and heal this program, to see how it happened, right? What was happening and what will be affecting your life now, and basically heal this program. So in this lifetime, you will be opening up the gifts and the talents of the program, like the resource of that program. What else I do? I host a transformational money game. So there is another group that I have. There's more information about the game. So basically, it's a game that helps you to see your negative beliefs towards the money, right? So you can either play the game or you can become the host of the game. So you can be the person who will be helping other people to see their limiting beliefs, especially if you're already working as a coach, as a psychologist, or as an energy healer, right? So you basically will help the other people to see their negative beliefs towards money and offer you services after that to heal the negative beliefs. And what else I do? I work literally with negative beliefs. It doesn't matter if it's like towards the money or something else. So whenever I host the game, if it's individual game, first in the like half of the time we're going to be playing the game so we can see what negative beliefs, and the other half we literally will be transforming those negative beliefs towards the money. So yes, if you're interested, there is my YouTube channel. There is information where you can find me on Facebook. And I guess that's it. Have a good day.